guys, welcome back to my channel. We are in a little bit of a different setting today. We are actually in one of the guest bedrooms in my house, and the reason why is because there's just a lot of noise going on outside, and Jonathan's putting up the Christmas lights, or he's finishing hanging them up, so there's just lots of loud sounds going on out there. So this is just one of the rooms in the house where it tends to be a little bit quieter, and that is why I'm filming in here today. The other reason I'm filming in here is because this is not my typical how-to writing video. This video is also not going up at its regularly scheduled time on Tuesday. But I wanted to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about NaNoWriMo because we are in the middle of November. And I've noticed for myself, and I think for a lot of other people, this is where things start to get really tough and we start to struggle with our writing. For me, starting a book is actually pretty easy. Normally when I have a plot or concept or just some sort of idea, I know how I want the story to start. And I can normally get in, 20,000, 30,000 words, feeling good, and then after that things kind of start to fall into a lull because you get into the middle of your story. So I'm pretty good at figuring out what I want to have happen in the beginning and then how it's going to end. But the stuff in the middle is where it kind of gets confusing. And right now, since we're in the 23,000 word count target, we're all in the middle of our stories, and it can be kind of difficult to stay on track or feel motivated or inspired because maybe you just don't know what you're writing anymore. So this might end up being more of a pep talk for me, but if you get something out of it, then that is great. So normally the first thing I need to do when I fall into a writing rut is I need to take a break. And whether that's an hour break or 3-hour break or a day-long break, I usually know I just need some time to step away from my manuscript. Sometimes going for a run and getting those endorphins going can really help me out once I sit back down at my computer and start writing again. But sometimes when you do write, things become so monotonous and you find yourself writing the same types of sentences and you have the same type of flow and all of that kind of stuff, and it can get really muddled and jumbled and your ideas can start to feel like they're not unique anymore. So I find that taking a break to do something like laundry or to exercise and go for a run or to even go sit on the couch and read, just something to take myself away from the computer and away from my manuscript for a little bit. Normally when I go sit back down to write, the ideas feel fresh and new again and I'm able to pull myself out of a rut. And then there are times where the break doesn't really work. And it's more because I need some type of inspiration or motivation to get me going again. And if this is the case, then I will read some chapters from my favorite books, or I'll go into Pinterest and browse, or sometimes I'll even listen to music and listen to certain playlists, and that can really get my inspiration going again to write. Now, I know taking breaks can be kind of difficult during NaNoWriMo because if you don't write one day, then you miss your whole 1,667 words and you're behind by that much the next day. And then it can kind of keep growing if you don't hit the word count or make it up over the next few days. This is currently a situation I'm sitting in. This past weekend, I was about 6,000 words behind, and I got that down to 2,690 words, which I was really proud of. But then the next day came and I was right back at being 4,000 words behind. So that can be really disheartening sometimes, but you just have to remember to keep going and to keep writing. Everyone writes at their own pace and their own speed, and if you can't hit 1,667 words per day because you need a break for your sanity, then that is okay. I would much rather take a day off and take a break to do my self-care routine and rituals to make sure that I'm okay and not going to go insane than to kill myself trying to meet a word count goal just to finish by November 30th. If I take a break and I finish on December 1st, then you know what? That's fine. It's only one day later. And I know if you finish on December 1st, then technically that means you did not win Nano, but in reality, you'll have written 50,000 words. And so no matter what time or day you finish, you will still have written 50,000 words. And that is a huge accomplishment. There are going to be some days when you're just not inspired, not motivated, maybe you're just not feeling it, or you really just need a break from writing. And that is perfectly normal. We are all human. Like I said, the middle of your story can be one of the hardest and most challenging parts to write. But just remember that you can always fix a poorly written page, but you cannot fix a blank one. I know this was a really short video, but it was more of just a nano pep talk because I know we're kind of all in the middle of NaNoWriMo right now. We're all in the middle of our stories, and I just want you to know that you're not alone. I'm feeling it too. I have 3 books written already under my belt, and I actually already have 50,000 words written. I'm just using Nano to write the remaining 50,000 words. But I've been kind of in the middle of my story this whole time, and it's really challenging. I plotted everything out, but I keep changing my mind and I keep adjusting this and that, and then I have to go back into my story and see, well, wait, what did I do here? And does that mean I need to change this? And it can just get really confusing, but you know what? That is the beauty of the writing process and the beauty of the creative process. Everyone's process is going to be different. So don't think just because you're struggling or a little bit behind, or maybe you need to take a break, that you're not a good writer, because you are. Just remember that we all have different paths, but we're all going to reach the same destination, and that is to have a finished manuscript. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Good luck to all of you participating in NaNoWriMo. You can do it, and for those of you who are not but are still writing, keep going. You can also do it. Thank you so much for watching. I would love it if you would subscribe on your way out. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.